Welcome. This is RiaTalk for real people, where we're always keeping it real about real life. And here's your host, Maria.
Hello. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome to Real Talk for real people. Let's talk.
Okay. So what is the topic today?
We're going to talk about talk. Your lips are moving. And I'm going to quote Megan Trainor. She says, your lips are moving. You lie, 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 lie. So funny to me. It's one of my favorites by Megan Trainor. Your lips are moving. You lie, 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 lie. And we're going to talk about the impact of lying on relationships.
Okay.
So I'm going to start with quotes, 3 quotes. The first quote I'm going to speak on is by the philosopher Friedrich Nietzsche. Some people pronounce it Nietzsche. He famously stated, I'm not upset that you lied to me. I'm upset that from now on, I can't believe you. I will not believe you. And this is one of the results of lying. When people lie, you can never believe them again. You got to act like you're from Missouri. They got to show you. And here's another one, quote that I really like. And it is from Mark Twain. He observed, if you tell the truth, you don't have to try to remember anything. You know, people be like, okay, let me remember thinking real quick because they're lying. And let me give you a hint, everybody. This is how you really know when somebody's lying, 99% of the time. If they're talking really fast, almost like they're stuttering, they are lying. Their lips are moving, they're lying. So we already know lying. We can say, oh, everybody lies. Let me ask you something. Do you think there's such thing as a little white lie?
Nope, I don't believe in little white lies.
Why not?
A lie is a lie to me, even a little white lie.
But we both can agree that certain lies is more detrimental and destructive than others. Like if I tell you, oh, I like your black dress, and then I whisper to somebody else, she needs to burn that dress. So I was lying to you, but it was no harm to you. That was a little white lie. Oh, I like your dress. Oh, I like your hair. I think most of the time when people say, here's a very good one to show you how people just lie. Say you are a woman 50 plus. Say you're 55. And someone said, I didn't know you were 55. You look like you're about 30 years old. Girl, don't believe it. 9 times out of 10, they're lying. Most people look their age. Now, there are some people who's so fantastical and that they look much, much younger than the age. But most people really do look their age or very close to it. And some people even look older. I've had someone say that to me last week. Here I am over 55. Someone said, oh, I thought you were about 30-something. I rolled my eyes and started laughing. I said, thank you, baby. Thank you, baby. That is what I would call a white lie. I don't believe I look 30-something. I think I look good. But if I look 30-something, I'm looking real good. So people, sometimes when they're trying to be kind, they would say that too. Something like, you look like you're in your 30s. Now, I would have almost believed them if they said, oh, you look like you're 49 or 50. Okay. I might be deceiving myself even then, but I take that one because this girl takes care of herself. So be close to right. So anyway, these are lies. But lies, being on the serious side, lies affect relationship. They seem like minor transgression, but they can have profound and often devastating impact on relationship. This is a quote from Maria. I'm referring to myself in third person. A lie is a seed that grows a tree of mistrust. It grows a tree called mistrust. The fruit of that tree is deceit, resentment, stress, unhappiness, and anxiety. Why? Because you put that lying seed out there. And 9 times out of 10, like the Bible said, you reap what you sow. And you know what I've always found amazing? I've seen it in the Bible. And I've always really tried to wrap my head around this one. You reap what you sow, but there's a scripture in the Bible that says you sowed the wind, but you're going to reap the whirlwind. That means you're going to get more than what you sowed. And that can be good in the good part too, but it can also, here we're talking about the negative impact of lying on relationship. And we also, if someone can try to cover and they tell something a little bit more than a little white lie, but it's not devastating at the time. But sometimes that person, just say you went out to lunch with a colleague, and someone saw you, and you a married man, married woman, and your spouse thinking nothing of it, but you said, oh, did you go out to lunch? Yeah, I went out to lunch with a colleague, but you lied about whether it was male or female. Hey, truth doesn't need to have any cover. I always say that. What did I always say about truth?
It doesn't need a cover. Yeah,
it doesn't need to be covered. The truth. If you don't have nothing to hide, here it goes. Here is one of those mantras. The truth is, if you have nothing to hide, you won't hide nothing. If you don't have nothing to hide, you won't hide nothing. Mm-hmm. It becomes a slippery slope. Then you start going out with the person one-on-one. I think it's perfectly fine to go out with the a co-worker. I apologize. A co-worker, even one-on-one. But you can't do that too often. In fact, I heard in the scripture once, it says all things are lawful unto me, but all things are not expedient. Expedient means it's not the best thing for you. It's not the best thing for your relationship. You don't want people to talk. Some people, I don't care what other people say. I know what's going on. You should care because your spouse cares. And if you love your spouse, you'll care about what your spouse or what relationship you're in, what your, if you have a fiance or boyfriend or something like that, you should care what that person thinks. If you don't care, why are you in the relationship? Right. You don't want we talk about in law a slippery slope, like what the Supreme Court has just done with Donald Trump. They've created a slippery slope for all future presidents. Presidential immunity. The president can't go to jail. This is a sidebar. But you have not only created that Supreme Court for Donald Trump, but he won't be even if he became president today. He only has 4 years to become president. But we got to look into our future as Americans to see this is going to be a slippery slope. How can we stop this snowballing effect? I don't know, but I went off subject on that a little bit. But the relationship, lies can be very destructive. And if you want that visual, look at what I said about the tree. What I said about that tree, it produces, first you got to get a seed. The seed produces a tree, and the tree produces deceit, resentment, anxiety, stress, unhappiness, and a whole myriad of other things. I want to ask you, do you think everyone lie?
Yep.
So why should we be so upset that people lie then? If everybody lies.
I mean, I don't know. I look at things very differently. I don't think you should be mad if everyone lies because most people, I gather to say 90% of people do lie. I think people get mad not because you're lying, but the type of lie and the degree of the lie. That's what I think people are getting mad at. Not the lie itself, but what type and what degree it is.
So it's kind of like what Nietzsche said. I'm not upset that you lied to me. I'm upset that from now on I can't believe you.
Yeah, I think so.
Here's one of my favorite mantras, and I've said on several of these podcasts. In God we trust. Everybody else is suspect. I don't mind a person verifying what I'm saying, or I have to prove it. I believe it's very good that we earn trust in people. You just don't give. Oh, I believe she don't have no reason to lie. People lie for no reason sometimes.
Yeah.
Sometimes that's part of being wicked. In relationships, people lie because they want their cake and they want to eat it too, as old people say. They want to be married and they want a girlfriend. They want to be married, they want a boyfriend. They want to be married, they want to slip out. They want to slip out every now and then. They want a hall pass every now and then. See that hall pass that you saying, oh, should I give him a hall pass? That's a slippery slope. Hey, once you give him a hall pass, he's going to start going into the hall without that pass. It becomes a slippery slope. So we shouldn't lie. And that person's going to lie to you and go mix it with some truth. But you say I can have the hall pass.
Mm-hmm.
It's very important for us, all of us. This is what I love to say. When you lie, lie is a poignant reminder of the destructive power of lies in your relationship. Lying, it undermines trust, it breeds resentment, and ultimately leads to the disintegration of the dissolution of a marriage. I've talked to many people and I said, what if your spouse cheat on you? Most people say it's a deal breaker. And my thought on it is not all the time should it be a deal breaker.
Mm-hmm.
It should definitely call for some serious counseling, some serious forgiveness. You would have to, how is this not going to happen again? You got to look at what happened in your relationship and not blame the victim. Do not blame your spouse that, it's your fault why I cheated. Because you didn't do this. Oh, you didn't make me feel good. No, you made a choice.
Right.
We make a choice every day when we lie. You know, when you lie, but just before you tell that lie, and I'm saying me, just before you tell that lie, for most of us who have some God consciousness, it comes to you not to lie. And those of us who have God consciousness, we feel convicted in our spirit for lying, and as we should. And we should ask God for forgiveness and correct that lie if possible. Before I go into my conclusion, I'm going to ask you, do you have anything else to say?
No, I like that quote you made though, that original quote, a Maria original about the tree. That is a very, very good way of being able to see how a lie is how your lie is just bad and the impact of it, right? And that
right,
seed.
it breeds fruit.
Yep.
You reap what you sow. You reap what you sow. You sowed a seed called lie, and it grew into a tree that produced a fruit.
Right.
Produced many fruits. It had a big harvest. And I've already told you, but I'm going to say it again. The fruit that it produces, unhappiness, stress, anxiety, resentment, contempt, and even divorce. Or if you're not married, you're fired. We're through. We're done. You don't want that. So you don't want to lie because it creates a legacy of doubt, people, anger. I've already said, and I thought I said if I didn't, contempt.
Yes.
That can be difficult to impossible. When you lie and that lie continues, especially when it continues in a relationship, it is almost impossible to overcome. It's almost impossible to correct that lie. Like even if you go to counseling sometimes, there's no guarantee because you went to counseling. You went to the preacher, you prayed about it. But the lie was so devastating. And the victim was so impacted, your spouse was so impacted, they may want to overcome it. Just like I always say, in my marriage, I've been married over 35 years. I believe I'm one of the people, if my husband had ever cheated on me, we could go to counseling and perhaps correct it. I wouldn't right away say, oh, we're done. I'm like, let's talk. Let's talk with the counselor. Let's see what we can do. But I'm going to tell you something where we will not talk. If when you had in that relationship and that baby was produced, I don't want to go to counseling. We're done. We can't be over. And you cheated on me. And not only did you cheat, but you brought the fruit of your cheating to life. Not that I have anything to do with the bad about the baby, but I as a human being, for me in my house, I can never be married to a person that while I was married to you, you produced a child by somebody else. Mm-hmm. So again, you have to be careful and you have to strive to preserve and recognize that even seemingly minor lies can have profound and lasting effect and impact on your life, on your spouse's life, on your mama's life. You know, when you're married to someone, you get a divorce, impact everybody, all family members. From your wife, your children, your sisters, your brothers, everybody, especially your parents. Mm-hmm. So it's not just about you, like a lot of people love to say, oh, this is our relationship. What your mama got to do with our relationship? This is just between you and me. Hey, you're deceiving yourself. The people that believe that when you marry somebody, you also marry their family. Yeah. When you divorce them, you should divorce their family. You do. Because once my family member's done with you, I'm done with you too. I wave goodbye, but you got to choose sides. Divorce forces us to choose sides. And I choose my family member. Even if my family member was the guilty party, I still love them. And that is I'm going to be sad that you and I will never be close like we once was, because you were my sister-in-law. So, again, we must strive to be truthful. And the way we can do that, as I always tell people, we can do nothing by ourselves. It's so challenging, especially when you have lied so long. We need God. We need God to help us. We need to pray about it and be consciously aware that I'm going to speak the truth at all times. Don't lie, lie, lie.
Okay, that's it for RiaTalk. Join the conversation and leave your comment and compliments below or on our Instagram account at RiaTalk. You can find this podcast on all podcast platforms. Just search for RiaTalk Podcast. Also, remember to like, follow, subscribe, and share our YouTube channel, RiaTalk, and we will see you next week.